We're going to start in just a minute. Welcome to my kitchen. Got a couple people behind the scenes. Megan, how's our sound doing? Sound is clear and good. How's the picture? Good. Okay. I'm really excited to be here. This is Sunday, April 26th. And you're here with me in my floating home that I live in Seattle, Washington. If you're curious what I'm floating on, it's Lake Union. So that's a lake in Seattle. I'm going to straighten out my camera for a sec here. Yeah, a little more level. There you go. Cool. So I see that there are some people here, and if you click through the live stream video, you will get to YouTube and you can type comments there. And if you type comments like hello from Kalamazoo, I will say hello, person from Kalamazoo. And if you ask me questions about Live Music Project or what it's like to live in a floating home, I will talk about those things too. And we are here today to raise money for the Live Music Project. And that, my dear friends, is a nonprofit organization in Seattle, Washington, that works diligently and with much passion to support access to the arts, specifically classical and contemporary music. We've been doing this for 6 years now. We're coming up on we just passed our 6th anniversary of launching at the end of March. And so every year we have a celebration, celebrating that birthday. We bring our friends and supporters into a room together, and we have a sort of mathy, sciencey lecture paired with a concert from local musicians. And aprons falling down here. Yeah, we do this every year. And this year is no exception, because this is the best day of our Live Music Project year. Unfortunately, as you all know, we are not meeting in person this year. And so we're going to do it a little differently. May 4th was our scheduled soiree at the Royal Room, but we're not going to be at the Royal Room. We're going to be probably where you are now, and I'm going to be where I am now on our screens. But we still have awesome things planned. We have an incredible podcast style chat between two arborists, Katie and Catherine, who are going to talk about what happens when trees sense things. Trees can sense things. And we are also going to welcome Kimani Thomas, a cellist, who's going to give us a cello concert from home, which is going to be fantastic. And I had the pleasure of hearing him in March on the very last night that I went out in the normal sense into the world, and got to hear him play, and that was lovely. So Kimani Thomas will join us on the cello, and then Datsa, who has a yoga studio in Seattle, is going to lead us in about 15 minutes of yoga that we can do from home, so that we can sort of stretch, because this is a lot of screen time. And it's going to be really great. The theme of this event is Root to Rise. The idea being we're going to take root, ground ourselves to come out of this weird situation even stronger, which is great. So I thought, instead of just having like a big fundraiser that one night, all of us at our screens, getting distracted between what are we watching, how are we donating, how are we doing all these things, that I would kick it off here in my kitchen by making cupcakes. Cupcakes are a big part of our birthday celebration. Every year we have a cupcake toast at the end of our big event. So, what's a birthday without some cupcakes? So I've got some stuff here. Got my flour. Yeah. Some sugar. Right. Can't forget the got some egg here. Right. Egg. And then you kind of need to have some like rising agents and stuff. Rising agents. And well, a little bit of the good stuff. There you go. Can't do it without butter. And vanilla. Gotta love vanilla. So I have a good old spoon and a really wonderful bowl. And just to keep me going, I've got coffee in here made by my sweetie, Mike. And this is a mug that I've had in my house, in my family, since I was a little child. And so I'm excited that it has moved around the world with me and come back here, and it is going to fuel me today. I'm just going to take a minute here. I've got to check our streams, social media and whatnot, and see what questions are coming in. Let's see. Let me check in with Megan. Behind the scenes here, we've got a few people helping out. Megan, our dev and comms, development and communications awesome person, is here behind the scenes helping out from New Orleans. And I'm going to say, Megan and anyone else, if you have questions or comments, please text me if you have my phone number, or comment in the YouTube chat section of this video. And that will be probably the best way for me to see all of your comments while I'm also talking and doing stuff in the kitchen. So I'm also going to check in quickly because this is a fundraiser, as I said, and the way we are fundraising is on the DOTS campaign page. Now, if you're new to Live Music Project, you may not know about DOTS. It's a crowdfunding tool designed for the arts that we built at Live Music Project. And we have embedded this video on the DOTS page, so you can see the sort of contributions that are coming in if you refresh that page. And there's a link to that in the description of this video. So I'm going to go refresh this page and see what's happening. Wow. Okay. Thank you so much. I see 7 donations have come in since we kicked off 7 minutes ago, which is awesome. And you have raised $200 together with Live Music Project. And just a quick thank you to Alice Cunningham. You were wonderful. Thank you. Rachel and Kevin, you are the best. Thank you so much. So if you are watching this on YouTube, you're going to want to check out the link to the DOTS page in the description of this video. And you can click through there. You can make a donation of $25 to any of our programs, or sponsor, show your support for a specific program by making a donation of $50 or more. And all of those funds they're all distributed to all of the programs. Okay. Got a note from Katie. Thank you, Katie. Can't find comments for this video through the link. And Katie, thank you for that question. The comments are not going to be on the DOTS page. They're going to be on the YouTube page. So you'll probably need to click through that video on DOTS to see the full YouTube version to make a comment. I have a question from Rachel. What flavor cupcakes are you making? Ooh. Okay. Here's the cool thing. I am making chocolate cupcakes. Also some vanilla ones. Different colors of frosting. The one flavor is going to be rooibos, which I love because, you know, fantasy cupcakes deserve fantasy flavors. And the other one is going to be ginger turmeric. So we've got some cool flavors going on. Yeah, so you can see me making these cupcakes. I'm going to preheat the oven right now. Yeah, just should always start with the butter and the vanilla. Cool. Yeah, it's really good to mix that stuff up really, really well. Yeah, so while we're here, I'm going to tell you about some special guests that we have in the room. We have family with us today, and I'm going to invite Pauline to come and say hello, because I just think you ought to see her really, really cute curls today. So come on up, Pauline. Say hi. This is Pauline.
Hello, everyone. How are you? We're doing fantastic here in Seattle with my son Mike and the wonderful Shaya, our daughter. We love you. And she does a fantastic job. Keep supporting her. It's wonderful work.
How did you first learn about Live Music Project?
From you, personally. We had to go on to different sources to find out who Shaya was, who my son was dating. And since she seemed to be really sticking around, we researched her. We've read articles about her. Anything we've gone on YouTube. Yeah, we weren't stalking. We were just trying to find out good information. And we embraced her the moment we found out her wonderful spirit, her beautiful, her beauty inside.
Well, thank you for supporting me.
Yes, and we love what you've done with the music project.
Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting and being here.
Thank you.
As our audience today.
Can't wait for a cupcake.
Thanks, Pauline. Cool. Well, I'm gonna add in a little bit of rising agent. Keep stirring. Okay, so have a suggestion here to talk more about what we are actually fundraising for during our virtual gala. So we do a lot of work in Live Music Project. We have multiple programs. We have our concert calendar, which I'll talk about a little bit more in a minute because that changed a lot in the last couple of months. And we have spontaneous free tickets, which I'll also talk about, which gets tickets out into the community for free. And we have this Dots platform that helps organizations fundraise. We have our community announcements program, which we collect information about job openings and auditions and just opportunities around the community and get those out. And so that's really help people get jobs and stuff like that. So all of this takes time and effort. And we have staff and we have volunteers and we have a wonderful board. And it takes money, that word, it takes money to support all of this. So we want to go into the next year strong, our 7th year. And we are asking you to help us do that by contributing to our fundraiser. Okay, let me see what the next question is. Okay, questions coming in, comments about the cupcake flavors. Hey, Mike, can you turn off the feed, please? The video.
I'm confused.
Your video. So my family,
Did you say off or on?
Off. My dear family is also broadcasting this in the next room, and I can see my hand movements over there.
Gotcha.
And it's like I'm talking to myself. It's really distracting. So they're just gonna have to watch the replay. Okay. Back to the questions. So I have in front of me a whole bunch of reminders of things that I want to talk about. They're really awesome. It's like a recipe, but for this conversation. Okay, so Next, I want to talk a little bit about what LMP has looked like in the last couple of months as we've been dealing with and responding to the whole COVID-19 situation. So the main, I think, most well-known part of Live Music Project is the concert calendar. And what we've been doing for the last 6 years is listing live classical music concerts and contemporary music concerts and master classes and kids events and things like that. Very quickly in March, we had to stop that because all of the venues were closed. And even before we had a stay-at-home order, just the concerts couldn't happen. So we quickly started just keeping people up to date about what concerts had been canceled. And then we realized that as live streams were starting to happen, we could sort of just use the same calendar platform to get word out about all the live stream concerts that are happening. So it turns out that musicians aren't stopping performing and composers aren't stopping writing music, and people who listen to music haven't stopped listening to music, and they're just doing it in like a kind of different way. Now Live Music Project consists entirely of live streams and rebroadcasts, people giving living room piano concerts, or I think recently one group even did a live score of a film that they made up of footage about nature and the planet from Instagram and other sources. And that was really incredible. And that was music that was made live in the moment, and they listed it on Live Music Project, and we were able to bring more audiences to them. Now, the super cool thing is Live Music Project until March this year has been just in Puget Sound in terms of the concert calendar. And live streams are coming from everywhere around the world. So we've got stuff from Budapest and from New York and from right here in Seattle, Australia, music from all around the world that anyone can tune into wherever they are. So that's been a really incredible experience. And I want to just shout out our volunteer team and our calendar editor. So our calendar squad is amazing, and our calendar editor, Soren, is also amazing. And they are really keeping this thing going. So as you can imagine, it is not super straightforward how you suddenly go from covering a known set of performing artists in Seattle and Puget Sound to suddenly trying to find out all the stuff that's happening everywhere in the world. And this group of calendar squad volunteers meets every other week. They sleuth across the internet to find concerts and put them on the calendar so that everyone we know in our community can continue to listen to and easily find these performances. And one of the most amazing things that they've done recently is we meet every other week. And then one day they said, well, can we also meet an extra time to help put more concerts on the calendar? And so when you're supporting Live Music Project, you're supporting a group of people that care deeply about live music and supporting artists. Because if you're doing a live stream in your house and nobody knows about it, you don't have an audience. And if you're doing a live stream and you're trying to have a little bit of a revenue stream by, let's say, taking tips on Venmo or PayPal, then the more people find out about your live stream, the more money you can get, which means that if Live Music Project can help get word out about the live streams that are happening, we directly support audiences giving music to the artists. In this time when so many of their concerts and performances, if not all, have been canceled, that's a huge impact. Okay, let me see. One of the other things we've been doing is just trying to collect and share information about how artists can apply for relief funding and how audiences can support artists in this time. Let's see. Do I have other questions here? Let me see. New question. Will Live Music Project, this is from Rachel Soprati. Rachel's on our board and she's awesome. Will Live Music Project continue to have a live stream calendar even after in-person events are able to happen again? I think that is a wonderful question and something that I'm really, really excited about. Concerts happen where they happen, and venue has never been something that's been a deciding factor on the live music project calendar. Anyone in the region could submit a concert. It could be a kid, or it could be a professional, it could be anybody. And they could be playing in a park, busking on a corner, or playing at a big concert hall. And they equally have space on the live music project calendar. So I think we're seeing so many new ways of performing come out of this sort of stay-at-home situation so many of us are in. And we should absolutely continue to list live stream concerts on the calendar, even after we return to the concert halls. Oh, hi, Maggie Stapleton, watching from New York. Hello, welcome. Good to see you. Okay, I'm gonna do just a quick check-in on our dots page. I'm gonna refresh, and if you want to see the updates on that page, you can refresh that page as well. Wonderful, we're up to $275. Thank you so much. Let me see if I can shout out any new people on this page. Thank you, Sarah Pizzakemi. Thank you, Jennifer Wu. Oh, you're the best. You're just the best. And yes, Keisha, Roibus. I know. Can we have Roibus everything, please? So just a quick comment here about the dots page. I think it's really cool. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you won't see this, so you may want to check it out later on a desktop, but the dots spell out LMP. I think that's really cool. The dots could be in any formation, also really cool. So yeah, check it out on desktop if you haven't yet, just because it's fun. Okay, new questions coming in. What are group ensembles doing in these times versus solo musicians? Hey, Wes, thanks. And also thanks for the loan of the awesome mics. So Wes Kim from Seattle Pro Musica, group ensembles. What we're seeing right now from group ensembles is a lot of pre-recorded video collaborations. So something that I've been seeing has been really challenging for groups like orchestras and choirs. So those large groups where there's like 60 or 100 people. The life of those organizations for the people who perform is really this aspect of being together and making music together. And that is something that they physically cannot do right now. And it's really heartbreaking for a lot of people. And so I've been really excited to see the way that people are taking advantage of technology to sort of proxy that experience. For the most part, I think people who have tried to do a live version, like a Zoom with 60 people, they have been having trouble with latency and stuff like that. So the stuff that I've seen that's been really neat is everybody makes their own pre-recorded track, I guess I would describe it as video track for the music, and then they put that all together into one video. And so one example is Seattle Pro Musica recently made a recording of a choral piece with, I think, 25 people maybe on one screen, and it was really neat. Someone's kid was in the picture, and the piece of music was really beautiful. And I think one of the interesting things right now with live streaming is that as a musician, it feels like you're in an empty room without an audience, but the audience gets a really, really intimate experience of the art from you. So I'm lucky to right now have 3 people in the room with me, and that already has made it feel like I'm talking to people, even though I can't see the rest of you who are tuning in. It's really special to have people making faces at me and giggling sometimes just from across the room. And so sometimes even just the smallest audience makes a difference. But I just want to just shout out all those musicians that are doing performances solo in their homes and not seeing their audiences at the same time. Just to let you know, it is really, really special to be on the audience end of that, to have you right there in our living rooms, up close, talking to us like this casually. That's something we don't get in a concert hall, and it's really, really special. Let's see what other questions are coming in. I want to talk a little bit about spontaneous free tickets. Spontaneous free tickets is a program that is I would say hibernating like a lovely fluffy bear right now, because Spontaneous Free Tickets is all about taking ticket donations from local organizations and distributing them to the community for free. The name Spontaneous Free Tickets pretty much says it all. During the normal concert season, every weekend, we're able to give away dozens of tickets to up to, let's say, 7 different concerts coming up in the next week. And for this season, we had over $45,000 in ticket donations for that program, which is it's just mind-boggling. For a program that started with, I had some extra tickets I couldn't use because my schedule had conflicts, and I asked the organizations if I could share those tickets out and started a mailing list. And then 5-6 years later, it has become a major audience building program. So people use Spontaneous Free Tickets for all kinds of reasons. Some people use it because the normal ticket price is beyond their ability to pay for the ticket. Some people use Spontaneous Free Tickets because they are curious about trying a new venue or a new organization or a new musical program, and they're just not sure. And having a free ticket gets them over that hump. And they will then later often subscribe for tickets or donate back the amount of their ticket to the performing organization. But one of my favorite parts of Spontaneous Free Tickets is that after someone goes to a concert for free, then they fill out a questionnaire afterwards. And that questionnaire lets them sign up for the organization, like the performing organization's mailing list, and it also lets them send them a love note, basically, or send them feedback about the concert. And these notes are amazing. These are people they just open up their hearts and talk about what the music felt like to them, the role it played in their life at that moment, how much they needed the peace, the tranquility, how inspired they were by the children that were playing, for example, who they brought to the concert. One woman brought her father, her elderly father, and he got to meet the conductor, and it was just an incredible experience for him. But those feedback notes don't stop at me. Those go back to the organizations. So if you're a music organization and you don't have the capacity, let's say you're all volunteer and you don't have the capacity to be sending out surveys and interviewing all your audience members, but you really want to know what their experience has been, it's an incredible way for you to be able to do that. So these notes go back to organizations, and they can share them with their boards or use them as testimonials when they're applying for grants and they get funding that way, and all sorts of things like that. So Spontaneous Free Tickets is a really incredible program, and I'll be excited to bring it back once we get back into the concert halls. Okay, we have just 3 minutes left in our scheduled time. I'm happy to keep going because apparently I can fill lots of time by talking. And just want to make sure we get that rooibos in there. Yeah.
How do you pronounce that?
Rooibos. Rooibos. Okay. New question. How does Live Music Project support both listeners and musical organizations? And is this what you had in mind when you were starting LMP over 6 years ago? Great question. Okay, so I love to think about the fact that arts are accessed in lots of different ways. So you can access arts by going to a place where arts are happening. So that could be YouTube, it could be a concert hall. You can learn about arts in the schools. But one of the important access points for arts is just getting information about where those things are happening. So how do you even go to the concert hall if you don't know that the music is happening? How do you find the concert on YouTube if you don't know it's happening? So, what LMP has turned into is a way to access all of this information about what the concerts are that are happening, what the music is that is happening. When I started LMP, it was a little personal side project to be able to find concerts that had a specific piece of music that I really wanted to hear. And that music was Brahms' Double Concerto. for violin and cello. And I had just heard, you've been listening to me talk for the last 6 years. You've probably heard this story, but I'm going to tell it again. I heard that piece of music and I really fell in love with it, and I wanted to hear it. I heard that piece recorded and I wanted to hear it live. And I scrambled around the internet and I couldn't find any way to just look up a piece of music and find the concerts that were happening with that music or with that composer. So that's what I set out to create when I started working on Live Music Project in 2013. Very quickly, I learned that there is a bigger need beyond just stocking your favorite piece of music. And that was that people seemed to want to go to more live concerts, but they wanted to be able to choose based on the music they were interested in or based on the instruments they were interested in. And on the flip side, I, after moving to Seattle around that time, learned that there are lots and lots of organizations, orchestras, and other kinds of music groups that just wanted to get word out about the concerts they were doing beyond their friends and family. And there was no centralized way to do that. So in the end, Live Music Project evolved from being this little personal stock your favorites thing that I was interested in, and became a much broader and I think more useful tool for an entire community to connect audiences to artists and back again. Let's see. Oh, interesting. What is the most surprising thing that has happened at LMP? Probably this Reuters cupcake situation. I will say, through spontaneous free tickets, we accept tickets from all performing organizations in Puget Sound. And one day, the Seattle Youth Symphony Orchestra donated 150 tickets to a concert that they were performing on. And that was incredible to me, that they would have that amount of generosity and willingness to bring new people into the concert hall. Not surprising that people would want to do that, but just wonderful that they did. And that was just really inspiring. And I think probably set a new bar for what is possible within spontaneous free tickets. Right, so I still have to put in the sugar. Yeah. Right. This is getting tricky. Yep. And I also, yeah, definitely forgot that. And hey, Mike, can you bring me a bowl? Yeah, I'm working on it. Rachel, I know you're impatient to see the cupcakes. I would be too. I just need a bowl. Yeah, tiny bowl. Yeah, perfect. Thanks. Great. So I'm gonna do this. Yeah, perfect. Good. Trusty assistant. All right. I think our timer is about to go off for these cupcakes. The oven, I mean, being preheated. So I'm just going to put this all in there. 1 minute. Okay. Right. I probably have time for another question or two before we wrap up. Oh, LMP birthday, March 4th. Please join us. There's a link. Sorry, it's not March. It's May 4th. It's coming up a week from tomorrow. Wonderful program of cello and arborists talking about trees and their feelings, and also yoga. And we'll probably also feel feelings, and that is fine. I encourage you to join. Tickets are $5. It might be the only $5 gala you ever get to attend. And if you're one of those people who's always wanted to buy a table, you can do that for $50 and invite 10 friends. And it's $5 off, and also really great for us. Oh, new question. Oh, that's the cupcakes. hope you're ready. Hope you're really ready. You guys, they came out so good. Look at these. Oh my goodness. Look at those cupcakes. Spectacular. Oh. Mm. Mm-hmm. Every bit as good as I hope. Let me just give these to my guests. I'll be right back. You can pass them around.
Oh, for real?
Oh, yeah. All right.
How did she do it?
How did she do it? Okay. I'll just sit here and ruminate on the cupcake for a minute. New question coming in. How did you come up with the format for the LMP birthday? So, Live Music Project is tiny. We have 3 people on our staff, and we probably do about a person to a person and a half worth of hours. If you had a full-time person and a half, that's what it adds up to. And we don't have an office, so we all work from home. So I spent hours in cafes in Seattle, and I was in this cute little bookshop called Ada's on 15th, and it's like a math and science and technology bookshop. And I was doing my work, and we were coming up on the first birthday of Live Music Project, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have a birthday party? And they said, oh, you can use our space for free if you have something science related. And I thought, physics and music, wonder what that could be like. And so we had a birthday party there with a physicist and organist named Vladimir Chalupka, who was really great, who talked about the physics of music. And he had a machine that had pulleys and rubber bands, and he did an entire demonstration on wave mechanics, which was really cool. And then we had cello duets with Chris and Terry. That was several years ago, and that was really fun. The room fit about 30 people, and we had 100 people there. So it was pretty clear that we could no longer hold our event there. So the next year, we moved on to a different venue in Seattle, but kept the theme because why not? It was really cool. So ever since, we've had this math or science element and paired it with music, and that's gone great. One year there was an astronaut. One of our guests, we had the Skyrose Quartet. Well, half of the Skyrose Quartet one year. We had Adam Stern, Misha Schmidt from the Seattle Symphony. My friend Casey did a talk about being a cyborg. That was really cool. And others. It's just been great. So that's how we have been formatting our birthday event. Cool. I'm going to do one last dots check because, this is a cupcake telethon, so I should do the thon part. Great. We're at 325. Thank you so much to our additional donors. Wes, you're wonderful. I think I'm going to wrap it up. Those cupcakes really hit the spot. That pink rooibos. You should just see this. So good. Couple thank yous. Thanks to Jennifer Wu for the camera that we're using right now. Thanks to Seattle Pro Musica for the mic. Thanks to my family in the room with me for not making me feel like a weirdo. Not on purpose anyway. And thanks to Megan behind the scenes, to everyone who's donated today. Please tell your friends. Everyone can come to this party on May 4th, and I hope to see you there. Bye.